Hey guys, Greg with BTOD TV and BTOD.com. In today's stability test, we're going to be taking a closer look at our very own VertDesk V3 Plus. Now, the VertDesk V3 Plus is the same frame as the standard Vert V3. However, it has two motors, so the capacity is significantly more, bringing it up to 450 pounds. So if you've watched the stability test on the standard Vert V3, this is going to be very similar. However, we are going to be going up to 450 pounds versus the max of 275 on the standard Vert V3. Now, if you haven't had a chance to watch these videos before and would like to learn about how we test and why we test at the various heights with the various weights, I highly recommend that you check out the link in the top right-hand corner of the screen, which is the standing desk testing explained video, and it will take a deeper look at why we did select the heights and weights for this particular test. With that, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the VertDesk V3 Plus. Before we show you the first test of 100 pounds, let's talk about the setup. As you can see, we do have 100 pounds on the surface with the 2 cinder blocks, smaller dumbbell, and the weight of the surface. We are going to be checking this desk at the lowest point, a couple points in between, and then the max height with 4 different weights tested. Because this desk again has a max capacity of 450 pounds, that will be the final weight capacity that we test. Let's go ahead and see how it performs here at the bottom height. So we've got the desk set at 27 inches. This desk goes from 27 to 47. So at 27 inches, we'll do the first test, which is the wobble test. You can tell there's no motion there. Same thing with the front to back rocking test. Now we're gonna take it to 39 inches. 39 inches is going to be the average height for standing for females in the United States, and that height of a female in the United States is 5'4". So we go ahead and take it up here. You can see nice and solid here at this height. Everything is really strong through the frame. The traditional cross support helps a lot with that front to back. Nothing there at 39. So we'll take it up to 42 and a half. So you can see, you want to look through the entire frame, you can tell that everything is really robust here at this height. You can kind of get it going there a little bit, but I mean, everything is really solid. Same thing front to back, nice and solid. So the traditional cross support helps a lot with that. Now when we take it up to the max height, 47 inches, this is where you're gonna have the weakest point for all standing desks, and if you've watched these videos, you know that's what happens. So you can see, this is the least amount of overlap in the columns. But basically everything below that cross support, the feet, everything are firmly planted nice and square on the floor. But you can get it going at this top height, at the max height. Same thing with front to back rocking. This is again, least overlap in the columns, and that's gonna have the biggest impact on the frame. When you bring them down a little bit, this particular frame, and you get a little bit more overlap in the columns, it will get better, but you can see there is motion there, and that's naturally gonna happen. So we'll go ahead and take this down to 27 inches again. We're gonna go put 200 pounds on it, and we're gonna see how it performs. For our second test, we've got the VertDesk V3 Plus set at 200 pounds. You can see we've got the 6 cinder blocks plus the smaller dumbbell. We're gonna go ahead and run through the different heights here and show you how it performs. So at the bottom height, 27 inches, we'll do the wobble test. You can see there's no movement there. Front to back, same thing. Now we'll go ahead and take it up to 39 inches. And we'll go ahead and see how this performs here at 39 inches with the 200 pounds. But with the traditional cross support, you can see with the desks that don't have that and you kind of grab on both sides, you can really get them going like this. You know, with this one, you gotta really kind of get into it. Same thing here. You can, if you want to, once you get the momentum moving, you can get it going better, but you know, the big difference is when you're kind of pulling on those. With no traditional cross support, the whole frame is moving back and forth. And when you have this, you can see it with like the Uplift V2 commercial, the New Heights XT. They're all really similar in how they stay nice and connected. Front to back rocking, still solid there as well at 39 inches. So we'll go ahead and take it up to 42 and a half. Now 42 and a half, same thing. You want to kind of start, if you want to kind of get the momentum to go, you can, but the whole frame is really moving at that point. So it's really stout. And I mean, it's incredible when you see these desks with these traditional cross supports. I know I just told you, like Uplift V2 commercial or the New Heights XT, how it keeps everything well connected versus when you just have those columns separated and there's no traditional cross support. You can see the whole frame kind of moving back and forth. Now, when we take this up to its max height, which is about 47 inches here, you're gonna see the same thing. You're gonna see it at its weakest point, but everything below the cross support is staying really firmly planted. It's only above the cross support where you're starting to see that motion on the desk. So if you're watching, I'm sure you can see that on the camera. Now, front to back rocking. This is the least amount of overlap with this desk, so this is where it's going to have its weakest point, and you bring it down a little bit, it gets better, but unfortunately at 47, it's going to be its weakest point. So we're gonna take it back down. We're gonna throw 450 pounds on the surface, which is a tremendous amount of weight on a 2-leg desk, and we're gonna go ahead and see how it performs. All right, for our final test, we've got 450 pounds in cinder blocks plus the 2 smaller dumbbells. This is a ton of weight on a 2-leg standing desk. If you've watched any of these videos before, this is the most weight that we tested on any 2-leg standing desk. So we're gonna go ahead and see how it performs here at the bottom height, but I would expect for it to be pretty solid, and it is front to back. Let's see, same thing. We'll go ahead and take this up now to that 39-inch mark. With this much weight on the desk, you should be able to get some momentum, you should see some movement. So we'll see if that happens here. So you can see there is some movement, but I mean, for that much weight, I mean, the frame is really very solid at that height. Front to back rocking, same thing. You can hear a little bit of movement in those columns there too with this much weight on the surface, but we'll take it up to 42.5. You can see how you get that momentum going with all this weight. You can get it moving. But 450 pounds is a lot for sure. Front to back, same thing here. You can definitely get it rocking, but I mean, for that much weight, I think it's doing pretty good. We'll take it up to the max height. This is where it's gonna be the weakest for sure. We're gonna see the most motion here. This is really a lot of weight above the surface, so. And you can see this is where it is at its weakest point. But again, I mean, below that cross support, for having this much weight on there, I mean, those feet stay really nice and firmly planted on the floor. The front to back rocking, you can again get this thing rocking pretty good with all the weight on there. But I mean, considering I think it's doing pretty good. I mean, this is its weakest point, so it's definitely not as good as when it had less weight, lower heights. But 450 pounds. If you're looking for a 2-leg standing desk that can support 450 pounds and be stable, I think the VertDesk V3 does a pretty good job at that. I think this video showed that. Now, is it stable enough for your needs? That's really gonna be dependent on your specific needs. Hopefully though, the video helped better understand what it looks like when we load the desk up to this amount of weight and got it up to its worst point, which is 47 inches. If this video was helpful, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. I apologize if I'm winded. I mean, having to put all these cinder blocks on this desk was a lot, So thanks a lot for watching today.